welcome to Inspirational Enthusiasm. I'm Lori, and today we're going to do a reading, and I have no idea what's going to come out because I have nothing pre-planned and no energetic astrological energy that I'm pulling off of. So we're going to flip cards and see what comes out. So as we're going through the reading, take whatever resonates with you. Whatever doesn't, just let it go. When I'm watching readings, it took me a while to get to that point. I really, in the beginning, I would try to make everything fit into my situation. And then after quite a long time in watching readings, I was able to start to discern. So I learned to discern what was for me and what wasn't. So that is the advice that I give to you. So let's see what we have today. Today I'm actually using a different deck. This oracle deck is the Cosmic Journey Oracle deck, and this is the little book that comes with it. I love this deck. This is a new deck that I was turned on to by a reader that I watch. The channel is Soulful Revolution, and her name is MJ. She's a really good reader. She's very inspirational, very much into astrology as well, and she's my mentor that helped me actually come up with the confidence to do this. So without further ado, let's see. Oh, that one wants to come out, I can see. So see through the perfectly purple lens of your galactic destiny. And I will read these in just a minute. All right. There are no wrong turns. I like that card, that's cute. And then let's see what's at the bottom. Cut away what is no longer needed for you. It's funny because before we started, I was pulling cards and this one kept coming up. So there's a reason that this kept coming up. So see through the perfectly purple lens of your galactic destiny. For me, when it was coming to me when that card comes out is removing the programmed lenses. This is a theme that's coming up in a lot of conversations that I'm having with people lately, is that we're reprogramming ourselves. We are pulling out of the old programming that no longer serves us. And I really like this card because it's really showing that, you have a choice. We have a choice of how we're seeing things, and we need to really step into our own power of what we are seeing, how we see them. This is a 5 card also, which is change. So change the way you look at things, and the things that you look at change. That is a quote from Dr. Wayne Dyer that I've actually used a lot in these recordings because it's relevant. It comes up. The next card is there's no wrong turns. This is really winding down your journey, going down your journey, knowing that mistakes are okay, that whatever is going on, allowing is important. Don't think that things have to be so structured. They don't. They can be flow. They can really be, it's just really important to allow them. Just releasing attachments, releasing any kind of control. Now, it's okay to plan and to make plans and to make goals, but don't get so stuck in the feeling that if it doesn't go this way, then it's a problem. And that also is attached to a perfectionism. Like, if I don't do it this way, then I shouldn't do it at all. And that is something that I've actually had an issue with for years. Even starting this channel took me years to get to this point, because it was like, if I couldn't be perfect, if it couldn't be a certain way, then I shouldn't even start. So after I let go of attachments and started to allow more, I was able to step out of my way and realize that there aren't any wrong turns, that whatever happened, any mistakes I made, they are just there for my learning. And that is a real strong message that's coming out. And then the next card is cut away what is no longer needed for you. That's dropping all that unnecessary baggage. This is a 9 card, so that is about endings. So it's time to let go. Time to let go of stuff that is dragging you down, stuff that I'm getting the imagery of somebody walking and something holding onto their leg, and it's just really them limping and dragging it and really not being able to walk very well because of that. So let's take a look at what the book says. I just want to pull one of these. I want to read Cut Away What Is No Longer Serving You. That's the 9. You no longer need validation. You are sovereign. What would your life look like if you really lived by this principle? What would change and what would stay the same? What would you do different in the situation that you are faced with right now? Why hold on to what's accumulated by default around you? Intentionally decide what stays and what goes. Consider the stories, beliefs, relationships, and even physical reminders that are not congruent with who you are now. And so the cosmic catalyst is, which old story has my family or lineage deposited on me that's no longer true? So right there, that's breaking away from old belief systems. And then the cosmic checkbox, which is, if you can see here, there's little prompts. Declutter your room or office. Remove anything that does not intentionally represent exactly who you have evolved into. Okay, so cut away what no longer needs you. So there's a lot of different things that came up when I just read this. So this is a really good time for spring cleaning, getting rid of clutter. Things that are in your home or around you, in your car, in your space, they have energy. And so it's important to get rid of things that have negative energy, have old energy that are no longer for your highest good, or you're not using them. So if you have a bunch of stuff in your space that you're not using, that can just hold you down. That can be very heavy. So I like that. This is a really appropriate message for the spring, and we just pulled into the equinox yesterday. Well, depending on when you are watching this, on the 20th, we hit the spring equinox. So that spring is all about what new growth and blooming and blossoming. And a lot of times I'm thinking about roses. You have to cut off the old in order for the new to grow. So you can apply that thought process to our life as well. So in order to grow and to move forward, we have to get rid of the things that we don't need anymore. So I like that. That's a perfect message for what we're going into here. All right. No wrong turns. Now let's see what tarot comes out for us today. The Queen of Cups, the 5 of Wands, the 8 of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles. I think the Ace of Pentacles has been coming up a lot in our readings. The 2 of Pentacles, 7, the Chariot, Ace of Wands, the Tower card, Temperance, and on the bottom is the Page of Pentacles. So we will get some clarity here in a minute, but we're going to walk through and see what's going on here. So what I'm feeling is there's a lot of other people's energy around. So going back to cut away what is no longer needed for you, what I'm feeling is coming through is that it's not just things, it's people. Anybody that has energy that is not vibrating at the same level as you. And what I mean by that is, if you're around people that tend to go negative, this could be a really good time to limit that time with those people. I wouldn't say that you necessarily have to cut them out totally, but this is a good time to start distancing yourself from that energy, because it's really important. This Queen of Cups is coming through as taking care of yourself, self-nourishment, self-nurturing. And with this 5 of Wands, this is a lot of other people's energy, a lot of disruptive, dramatic energy that's in your space that is preventing you from taking care of yourself and doing what you need to grow. Again, going back to that cut away what is no longer needed for you. Cutting away all that dramatic negative energy, or cutting away any energy that is not serving you, helps you move forward. And this card always comes up for me, the 8 of Cups, as the spiritual awakening card, the spiritual journey. So this is you moving forward on awakening and really digging deep into your soul's purpose about what you need to do to move forward. So I just have a vision of back in 2018 when I lost my corporate job, and talk about cutting away what no longer was needed for me. It wasn't my decision, but it was something that was so necessary that in hindsight I look back and I'm like, wow, if that hadn't happened, I can't even imagine where I am now, because that was preventing me from moving forward on my spiritual journey. And I want to say as soon as it happened, it started. It did, but I didn't recognize it until later. So sometimes when we're in the process of letting things go, you might not be aware of the growth that you're moving through until you look back, which is prompting me to suggest that journaling is a really good time, especially now. If you've been putting off journaling, which I did for many years, if you've been putting it off, this would be a really good time to pick that up. And even if you just do some journaling about what you're doing during the day, what kind of mood were you in? Did you have any anxiety? Did you have any issues with anybody? Were you feeling good? Just general feelings for the day, and then what did you do that day? So when you go back and you look at what was going on, you can see the growth from then until now. Back at the end of last year, I started journaling just exactly like that. Now I do other journaling too, like if I'm struggling with something or a situation, I will do a different type of journaling where I am writing down what's bothering me and things that I need to let go of. But I also do a daily journal now where, like I said, been doing it since the end of last year, just to get a handle on, how I feel for the day. And I really started that to help me with my anxiety, because I suffer from some pretty severe anxiety at times. So I can look back and I can see what was going on around me and what did I do to make that better? How did I feel better? How did I maneuver that energy, and how do I feel now versus then? And I also like to take a look at the astrology of the days. And okay, so I was feeling like this, and we had this kind of aspect going on, or I had this kind of aspect going on in my chart, and it's helping me learn astrology more. So again, moving forward, moving on your journey, allowing yourself to move forward, removing attachments. And this is coming up a lot in the last few weeks about attachments to outcomes. So being more flexible, not being so stringent in your thought process. And that will allow you to move forward a lot more easier, or a lot easier than before. So as we move forward into the reading, when you do that, when you start to let go, when you get rid of that negative energy, you get a gift. You get a gift of the Ace of Pentacles, which is, it can be representative of a new job, of a new career, but it's also very physical. And here I feel like this is when you let go and you move forward on your journey, you're getting a gift of, there's a lot coming through right now. So you're getting a gift of feeling a better way, feeling better about yourself. And I'm getting confidence, because when you're trapped in all that negative energy, then it really does take a toll on your confidence. We don't realize that a lot of times until after the fact. So there is something new coming in. There's a new way of being, a new physical, it's something about new physical way of feeling. And it's funny because it's almost like the people that this is for, this new gift is coming in, but it's almost like you don't know if you feel like you deserve it, or if you're ready for it, or it is really interesting. This is coming in, and this has a lot to do with confidence. It's, oh, I don't deserve that, so maybe I shouldn't go that way because I don't deserve this. So this is really what's coming through here, is not deserving, not feeling deserving of that, but it's time to move forward. The Chariot tells us that in this in this energy here of what's playing forward, it's like, yes, you do deserve it. Get out of your head and move forward. Move forward on that journey. It is time to allow. And this is a 7 card. So the Chariot card, it can be representative of a couple different things, but what's coming through very clearly is this is about having faith. So yes, you deserve this. There's a part of you that doesn't feel like you deserve this gift of whatever that's coming through. And the Chariot is telling you that yes, you deserve this. Yes, it's time to move forward. Yes, it's time to be confident in yourself. And as you move through that energy, there's a new passion that's coming through. So again, this is didn't know where this reading was going to go, but this is all about opening up to your awakening, to your spiritual journey. Even from the beginning with the oracle cards, I can see the progression as we're moving through this. So as we move through this gift and not feeling that you deserve it, but moving through it, you follow your passion or your purpose. And so your purpose is coming through. And I know for me, when I started my awakening journey, I struggled in the beginning, and I did exactly this, where I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Am I supposed to go back into corporate? Am I supposed to find a different kind of job? What am I supposed? What? I was all over the board. And the more that I fought that energy, and the more that I fought the awakening, the harder it was for me. And I physically got sick. So I actually had a whole year that trying to go back into these old jobs where I had seizures that literally made me stop. The following year, I still hadn't gotten the message, and I had an immune system issue where my whole body hurt and itched. And so when I was fighting against my purpose and my path, Spirit, God, Source, whatever you want to call it, was sending me messages that no, this is not your path. So that's what's going on here. It's like really dig deep and listen to that internal voice of what your path is. And look at a good way to work with this energy is there is a system. There's a system called Ikigai. There's a book, but I can't remember exactly. I just see 4 circles, and this is a path to helping you unearth your purpose. But that aside, I'll put in the description below, in the details below, I will put a link to that book or a link to that information. But on the easier side of doing things, just the way to discover your purpose is to sit in it. Be still. Meditation is a really good way to drop into figuring out what you're supposed to do, making your mind quiet. So I think I've talked about this before, is silence the mind so the soul can speak. And really meditate on intentionally. So a lot of people talk about meditation, and it doesn't always have to be this. It doesn't have to be total stillness. It can be when you're taking a walk. It can be when you're anything that it can be when you're dancing. It can be, you can do guided meditations. But before I do any kind of meditation, I put the intention out there of what do I want to get from that meditation. And with this message that's coming through, what I would suggest is that what I would do personally with this message is I say, okay, what is my purpose? What is my passion? What is my path? And I would meditate on that and listen to the messages that come through. Because a lot of times we know what it is, we're just not paying attention. We get so busy and caught up in everyday life that we don't. We don't pay attention. So this is a strong message saying, take care of yourself, move yourself out of the drama, listen to your inner voice, accept that gift that's coming to you to help you move forward on your journey. And if you don't, this is what happens. The Tower comes in. And so this could be specific for a few people that are really are pushing against the opening or the awakening, pushing against really taking that leap into discovering your purpose, your what you're passionate about, and going for it. Because when you don't listen to the voices, when you don't you don't pay attention to the signs, what happens 9 times out of 10 is the universe, source, comes in and just pushes you into a really uncomfortable position to get you out of the energy that you're in. So again, I'll use myself as an example. In 2018, I had been in a job for a couple years that I was not happy with. It was a very heavy energy, and it was a very toxic energy. And I kept saying, "Oh, I'm gonna leave," and I didn't. And the decision was made for me. So that's what happens a lot of times with that tower, with the tower card, is that if you're not paying attention to the signs, then you're gonna get pushed, and you're gonna get it. They're gonna take care of the work for you, and then it can be a harder transition if you can pay attention to the signs and then ease yourself into the next phase. Then that's a great way. I don't do things that way, so I've never done things that way. I'm doing better now than I used to. I do pay attention to the signs and synchronicities. I had to learn the hard way. It's just part of who I am, unfortunately, but it's part of who I was. And I took that knowledge, and I really try to avoid the tower moments at this point. So in this, as we move forward, there's a real beautiful energy of temperance that comes in at the end, which is about balance, which is about figuring out. There's alchemy here. So a lot of times the temperance card is about balance, but it's also about combining the things to come to the outcome that is best for you. So this is also, I get a lot of Archangel Michael coming through on this. Some of you may want to, call upon Archangel Michael. I call upon Archangel Michael every day. In the morning when I get up, I call on him to protect me and my energy. So very simple, what I do is I say, Archangel Michael, please surround me with your beautiful blue light of protection, or your beautiful blue light protecting me from all negative energies and entities. And I do that in the morning, I do that in the evening before I go to sleep, and that always makes me feel better, like I am protected. And quite frankly, since I started doing that a few years, I don't see the issues that I used to have. I do feel a lot more protected. And I don't see the spikes and negative things happening. I feel very blessed. So this is important. This is a really important message at the bottom here. This, following your passion. If you don't follow it, if you're not paying attention, if you're not listening to it, then the tower can sneak in there, and it's not real sneaky, but it will come in. And again, at the end here, it's, if you do deal with that tower, know that you're protected. Make sure that if you're not doing it now, this is a great time to start a daily protection ritual. So underneath, the card I pulled out is a Page of Pentacles. And so that is your subconscious, that's your shadow. And what's going on here is this is all about learning. This is the learner's mind. The pages are typically messengers. This is a message of, this is learning. This is expansion and growth, and starting to, for some of you, this could be learning about things that you don't know about. So again, use myself as an example. When I started my spiritual awakening, I was ravenous with wanting to learn things. I bought books and I watched YouTube videos, and I still do, but it was just, I was all over the board. I wanted to learn. So this is really telling you to start reaching out and learn about things that you are passionate about. And if you don't know what you're passionate about, which is something that I went through, then dabble. Look at astrology. Look at working with the angels. Look at working with energy work. Type in. You can type into a Google search or YouTube spiritual awakening, and you'll get all kinds of interesting things that come up. So this is really, really telling you to start to learn and reach out and expand your mind. So I do want to get a little clarity on this Tower card. I never will let the Tower card just sit there because there's always something more that's coming through. Okay. Okay, so with the Tower card, we get the World, the Fool, and the Page of Wands. So this is exactly what I said. This is about ending something and moving into something new. Coming into it with the Fool's mind, with no expectations, starting over, learning something new. Again, another page that is all about messages, listening to the messages. So this is for people, for some of you out there, this is something is going to happen, something that you don't expect because you're not making the changes that you need to make. And if you don't, what happens here is that the chapter ends, it ends abruptly, and then you start to move forward. It's time to embrace it. So this is really a message of learning to embrace it. Learn to, not literally, but kind of take the leap off the cliff. Take a leap. Again, not literally, I'm going to say that a couple times, but leap and the net shall appear. My mother has said that to me for most of my life. So if you don't know what you want to do, if you don't know what you're supposed to do, take some chances. Do some things that you haven't done in the past. Learn some things that you haven't learned before. And again, this Page of Wands is very much it's a fiery energy. It's a young energy. It is seeing things differently. So another energy that's coming through is that you've been doing things the same way for so long that you're having a hard time even thinking about changing because you're in that groove of doing it this way. But this is really encouraging you to move forward and to find the things that, and not even find it's what you're passionate about inside, but you just have to allow it to come out. And it's because you've been on that hamster wheel of doing things the same way every day, that it's time to break out of that energy. So we'll see. And I hope I'm describing this well because I can see the message very clearly. And it really relates to what I went through back in the day. I mean, I had a corporate job for 20, maybe 25 years, and every day, and it wasn't this rote, but every day, I was getting up, I was going to work, I was coming home, I was having dinner, I was working out or doing whatever, then I was going to sleep, and it was every day. I felt like I was in, what is the movie, Groundhog Day. So I felt like every day was the same thing, and it was different, but you know what I mean, we were doing the same thing. And then when I had my Tower moment, it was like the rug was pulled out from underneath me, and I had to really embrace a new journey, a new adventure. And I struggled with it. I personally struggled with it. And I didn't move forward with that learner's mind, with that fiery enthusiasm, because I was afraid. Now, looking back, and something just popped out. Let's see what that is. Looking back, I realize that if I would have embraced and I would have been more open to the change, then it would have been an easier road. So it's funny that I'm saying that because the Four of Pentacles pops out. This is stubborn. This is being stubborn, not wanting to change, not wanting to move out of that energy. And it's interesting that popped out. So we'll get a few more. We'll pull a few more cards. Let's see. Messages from our higher self. And they are jumping, so obviously there's a message wanting to come out. All right, so this is the Queen of Swords, the Death card, and the Seven of Pentacles. So what I'm picking up here is, I just got a really interesting sound in my ear. So this is about internally allowing yourself to move forward. The Queen of Swords, I'm getting something really different, which is allowing but being firm. So allowing yourself to move through all of this energy and this change that is necessary for you to move on. Allow it, but be very, it's a funny message where I'm getting that allow but be firm. So be firm with moving forward. Be firm with yourself and allowing this. Be firm and allowing. I guess that is the message that's coming through, is be firm and allowing yourself to move forward, not feeling like you have to be stuck in this old energy and this old job and this old relationship, that it is okay to move forward. This card, Death, is all about transformation, that if you really allow yourself to move forward, you're going to go through a lot of transformation that is, it's going to help you move forward. But it's funny because the energy in this reading is very back and forth. So whoever this is for, this is for someone or some people that are going through this transformation, moving through the awakening, but they're fighting it. Because it's being firm. It's like, well, I don't know, but I should move forward. It's time to transform. It's like, well, I've done all this work, and why would I walk away from it now? I have to keep going on that path. And so this is a fighting the moving forward on this journey. But the Wheel of Fortune card is, in all of its beautiful, it's a 10, and all of its 10 energy is about new beginnings. It's about moving forward. It's allowing yourself to move forward. And it's confirmation that it's time to move forward. But this is interesting. There's so many back and forth. So you've got the Two of Pentacles, which is you're not sure. The Four of Pentacles, which is, that stubborn energy. The Seven of Pentacles, like, I don't want to let go. I want to stay where I am. Because there is something here that just came through about comfort zone. So I'm very comfortable in this job. I'm very comfortable in this relationship to a degree. But if you stay in a comfort zone too long, what happens? You don't grow. So I think that's what's coming through pretty strongly. So I'm going to see what is blocking. What are the blocks? All right. Now there's all kinds of resistance. All right. So the blocks are, it's really about, it's there's a real heavy energy. It's almost a toxic energy that is keeping you from moving forward. So, sorry, I'm again getting a whole lot of messages. So, I heard Stockholm Syndrome. So that was what was coming through. It's like, I don't know if you are familiar with that, but Stockholm Syndrome is when somebody is captured and they develop a relationship with their captor, and they actually feel like that they develop a relationship where they feel like they care for them. It's a very disjointed, very, I can't even think of the word, but very unhealthy relationship that happens. But it happens because it's I believe it is a psychological reaction to help people cope with a negative situation. And that's what I feel is going on for whoever this is resonating for, is that the blocks is that you're stuck in this because you've established a relationship with this either career or a relationship that is unhealthy, but you feel like you have to stay in it. You feel like you're comfortable with it, and you've developed that unhealthy, that's exactly what this is. You're resisting change, you're resisting looking at the bigger picture, because you want to stay, because you're comfortable in that toxic energy. And I can tell you, as someone that is a recovering alcoholic, that I was very comfortable in my alcoholism. Very, looking back, I mean, I wasn't, but I was so, I was in such a habit of doing the same thing over and over again that I had developed a very unhealthy relationship with drinking. And that's what I feel like is coming out here. Now, the block is that unhealthy relationship, but there is hope. There is a way to move forward. And let's see. I can see that it, again, over here is also with the blocks, it's also, I can see a back and forth energy where you're stuck, but you have the ability to move forward. So let's see, moving forward, actions and advice to move out of these blocks. What's the action and advice? Oh, wow. Okay. So the Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, or Queen of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, and King of Pentacles. So this is definitely pulling into your personal power, or going back and working on yourself. So there's a lot that's coming through here about awareness. So what has been happening is you've been doing things so unconsciously that you're not seeing the clear picture. So this is, what action and advice, it's really to embrace your passion, embrace your personal power, embrace your power. And for those of you that are new on this journey, working with the different energy centers of your body, they're called chakras. Some people pronounce it chakra. Those are energy centers. There's 7 main energy centers. And when I talk about your personal power, your solar plexus is the area that contains your personal power. So the advice here is to really work on that energy center and taking back your power, taking it back, becoming more aware of what you want. And by doing that, it will help you move forward, because there's a whole lot of abundance coming through here. Yeah, once you take back your power, this is where you step into your passion, you move forward, you become grounded, and this is this happiness that you pull into. So I think overarching what I'm seeing here is that really the message of somebody that is reticent to move forward on their journey because they're very comfortable in the situation that they're in. Now, comfortable is maybe not the right word, because you're used to it. You're used to being doing a certain thing. You're used to being in a certain relationship. You're used to going to a certain job. But this is really giving you the message. It's time to move forward. It's really time to move forward. It's time to ground yourself. It's time to listen to that internal voice and move forward, because the energy is among us, or is around us right now, of moving forward, of getting out of those old stuck patterns and old ways of doing things. And as I say that, I get a tone, and that's always a confirmation of what I'm saying. So hopefully this message resonated with some of you. If it did, please, subscribe to the channel. Please hit the like button. Like, subscribe, share, and then hit the notification button in order to get notifications of videos that I put out. If it didn't resonate, maybe next one will. But this is very interesting that this came through, because this is something that we've been talking a lot about amongst my friends and people that I know. So hopefully whoever needs to hear this is hearing this. So y'all have a great week, and I'll see you soon.